Mad Men creator Matthew Weiner said, "Success is lonely. Your struggle has ended, but you don't trust it." Your thoughts?
That's pretty accurate. I think that, that's another version of saying be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. And I think that it takes a level of maturity and real kind of self-confidence to trust that your success is earned and to trust that your happiness is earned. And I think you need a real good kind of internal compass to figure that out. And it's hard. I mean, it's a lot of people have said, people that get famous go crazy. And there's some version of that that's true. It's because it's not easy. The whole world sort of looking at you. It takes a minute to kind of process that and be okay with it.
How do you feel about being the name carrying a film?
It's interesting. I haven't had it that many times. It certainly gives you a deep understanding and respect for the people that do it all the time. Whether it's Ben Affleck or Matt Damon or George Clooney or, whoever it is, Jennifer Lawrence, you think like, oh man, like, it can be super stressful. But
in what way?
Well, it's interesting. It can be stressful if you let it, I guess is the right way to look at it. And the people that really think like, oh, the movie's going to succeed or fail because of you. I think most of the guys that are in that position don't think that. They're like, hey, I'm here, I'm doing my job. The movie succeeds or fails for a million different reasons. It's not just on me. And my job whenever I've been the lead of a film is like, my job is to show up on set every day, ready to go, prepared, and give 100%, and be the best I can be. I can't control the marketing. I can't control whatever comes out the same weekend. I picked the script because I liked it. And whether that's, $1 Million Arm or Baby Driver, like I picked those scripts because I liked them. And my job is, again, like I show up, I do my job, and it turns out people like working with me.
You said you haven't had the lead that many times in films, but some of that's been by choice too, right?
I haven't been, offered giant leads in many things, which is fine. I've turned down a few of them because I didn't like it.
Right.
And I'm allowed to do that. But yeah, and sometimes it's fun to just be the guy who walks in for 2 scenes and makes everybody laugh and then leaves. You don't have to be on location for 6 months. You can go in for a week and bail out.
Even somebody like you who's had as much success in acting as you've now had, how challenging is it to get the parts you truly want?
It's always challenging, and I think anybody will tell you that. There's always somebody else. There's always a younger, prettier, taller version of you. If you have a healthy kind of perspective on all of it and realize that it's a pretty long game, you'll be all right.
I believe you've mentioned you're interested in starting to do some of these self-generating projects like Reese Witherspoon or Brad Pitt does. How do you go about doing that?
At a certain point in your life, you acquire people in your circle who have different skill sets and are differently talented at things. So you'll meet a director who you really like and you think, oh man, let's go grab a camera and just shoot something weird. Or you'll meet a writer who you really like who's like, oh, I'm thinking about writing this thing, blah, blah, blah. And hey, let's sit around a table and hash it out. So I think especially with someone like Reese, who's always been very kind of focused and driven, I think that, it's an amazing time right now because there's just so many outlets. Back in the old days, controlling your own destiny as an actor was like an impossibility. You were beholden to the studios back in the old days, and you were beholden to producers or directors in the 80s and 90s, and it was really challenging. And now you can.